How awful.
Whole new world.
Nope. Dazzling point of view.
Don't know where to go.
If there's snow, I don't know.
You don't know that?
I do, but like my brain is.
I need your help.
My brain is completely farting on what it is.
Ew.
My
Say
brain.
excuse me.
Excuse me. Pause for wine.
Oh yeah, we do need more wine. Hi, we just started and we already drank a glass and watched House on Haunting Hill.
No, Haunting of Hill House.
Whatever.
It's very it's confusing.
House on Haunting Hill is good enough. Here, can I hold that?
You can.
I need it closer.
You may hold my goblet.
Hold your goblet of wine. Meow. Hi, Moosh. What do you want? Do you have an HR complaint?
We're going to, as we said before, we're going to Hollywood Horror Nights.
Oh, really? Hold on, I'll give you more. I expected there to be more in here.
So, as you know, we're going to Hollywood Horror Nights at Universal this year. We're very excited. And one of the mazes this year is House on Haunted Hill. Haunting of Hill House. Now, I
totally screwed you up. I'm sorry.
Twister. And Tanya had never seen it. So we're watching it, and we just watched episode 6. And everybody who's watched Haunting of Hill House knows episode 6 is the episode.
Oh, it was so good. It's so good. I'm actually kind of obsessed, and I'm really sad it took me this long, but it's also kind of fun because I have never watched all of the Haunting
and I don't really remember it.
I get to watch it for the first time, which is like my favorite feeling in the whole world.
We only have 4 more episodes.
It's like when people haven't heard the Beatles before. I'm like, you get to hear the Beatles.
Who hasn't heard the Beatles before?
There was a time in my life where I had never heard the Beatles before.
You were like 13.
No, I was older.
When did you first hear the Beatles?
To be fair, I probably had heard the Beatles before, but I didn't recognize them as the Beatles.
You were definitely younger because Here Comes the Sun was in The Parent Trap. You were obsessed with the Parent Trap soundtrack.
It was a cover.
No, it wasn't.
I thought it was.
No.
I think it's a cover by a different band doing, I don't remember who, but it was not the Beatles. And I remember discovering the Beatles in high school.
And it became her personality.
It literally became, I was like, what is this music that I've never heard before? Oh my God, I'm just reborn. Okay, I have to tell you a story that I've been saving to tell you until we were recording.
A story?
Because I needed this to be documented.
Okay.
There was a sighting of a ghost. Can you believe I kept the secret from you?
Was it Anthony?
Oh, it's a shared experience.
You experienced it?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yes.
Oh God, I just screamed so loud. What?
It wasn't going to be a shared experience.
How did you not? What?
I don't know how I kept this from you, but I literally was like dying to tell you, and I was like, no, I have to save it for the podcast because it's going to be so good to tell on the podcast.
At work?
At work.
Where? What?
Okay.
Explain. Go.
Okay. So, oh my God, this is so exciting. I'm like,
when did this happen?
So last week.
Last week?
Yes, last week. Well, no. Oh, this happened sort of last week. Half of this happened last week.
I mean, you told me he saw a man standing by the elevator.
I did tell you?
You told me that.
Oh, I fucked it up. I forgot I told you.
You told me you saw a dead person, and you said it was the guy that was just standing by the elevator, and then he just disappeared.
Yes. So
you told me that part.
Yeah, so Anthony is a coworker of mine, and he sees dead people.
We're going to have to have him on. Yes,
have him on the show because he has had so many experiences, and every time he tells me a story about his experiences, he's like, yeah, I saw that guy. Oh, well.
Oh, well.
He's very nonchalant about it because it's something he's experienced all of his life repeatedly over and over and over and over.
That's
and over
crazy.
Again. Yeah, like crazy stuff, like hearing his name in the shower, like seeing a man standing at the dining room table while everybody's sitting there. Like he sees people in a crowded room and he's the only one who sees them. He's literally
Haley Joel Osment.
he sees dead people.
He's literally Haley Joel Osment.
So
I'm so grateful that is not really how things go for me.
He's intensely haunted.
I mean, I have seen them, but like for the most part, nah.
Like regularly haunted. No. So he comes into my office, and I have a couch in my office because I'm apparently fancy now.
She's a boss.
Not really. I'm really not fancy. Don't get excited.
But she's a boss.
But anyway, so he sits down on my couch, and he looks at me. He goes, I just saw a ghost. Mm-hmm. Just like that.
Yeah.
I just saw a ghost. And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, where? On the second floor of our offices are on the third floor. He's like, oh, on the second floor of our building. And I was like, what was it doing? He's like, it was standing by the elevator.
For reference, she can't tell you exactly where she works.
I think I've
But
given up that I work at Warner Brothers.
oh, okay, I wasn't
Yeah,
sure.
I can give that
Oh,
up.
okay.
There's
I was
nothing,
I was about to
secretive
say
about
you
that.
work at a very prominent studio.
Yeah, I'm currently at Warner Brothers. I'm not permanently at Warner Brothers.
And there's two different Warner Brothers. So for clarity, you work at the Warner Brothers that Ellen shoots at, correct?
Yeah, the main where
Desperate Housewives and Gilmore Girls and
Brothers.
Friends and all that was filmed.
Yeah, the second Warner Brothers is just called The Ranch.
Right.
And it's kind of the fake Warner Brothers.
Right.
I did work there before too, but so anyway, I'm in a building at Warner Brothers, and he's like on the second floor, and I was like, oh, I need more details. Did you like see an apparition? Like, what did it look like? And he goes, well, it looked like a man in a white button up and jeans. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, it was like a modern day guy. And I was like, are you sure it was a ghost?
Yeah.
And he goes, oh yeah, he disappeared in front of me.
It's probably like some office worker
who died or
died
by the
or
elevator.
something.
So the reason why I say this is a shared experience
Yeah.
is because something weird happened to me yesterday morning
Okay.
that I could not explain. So I work weird hours.
Horrible
this
hours.
This show is currently, I'm on a Saturday through Wednesday schedule.
Terrible.
So my weekends are Thursday, Friday, which is why sometimes the pod is a little bit dramatic for us to get through because we don't have the same days off and the schedule is awful.
Yeah.
And I usually would take weekends to do this. Anyway, long story short. So I'm driving into work at like 5:30 in the morning yesterday. So it's dark out still. The sun has not completely come up yet, if even at all. I'm pretty sure it was still pitch dark. And I'm driving, and to get to parking, I have to pass my office building. And our office building is like kind of like half covered in windows, half not. And so I'm looking at our office building because I see someone standing on the first floor in the window. And I'm like, who the hell is in our building at 5:30 in the morning? Like, because I'm the first person in.
Yeah.
And so I see them and I'm like driving towards our building. So I see them in the window.
Yeah.
And it's a man in a white shirt. And then I pass the window and there's so basically there's like a window and then there's a wall.
Yeah.
And then there's a second window, like once you're like next to the building, right? So you can like turn your head right. And so I look right to see like,
is he in there?
Who's there? And I look right and nobody's there. So in the not even 2 seconds, like millisecond that it took for me to face the window, hit the wall where that sight is blocked, and see the second window, whoever was standing there was no longer there. And it was a man in a white shirt, not facing the window.
Not facing the window.
Correct. So when Anthony saw this ghost was also not facing him.
Ew.
It had its back turned.
Ew, like in the Haunting of Hill House.
So I was like, either I saw a ghost, like Anthony did, or somebody moved really fast and
is there anybody in the building when you get there that early?
No.
Okay, so it was a ghost.
So, I mean, it's possible that there's somebody in that building at that time of the morning. Like, it's completely possible.
Yeah. Likely.
But the likelihood is very rare because, so on the weekends, long story short, because I'm not going to get into why, but I'm the first person there. Because I have to handle calling and drive-ons. It's like a whole long thing.
Yeah.
That's,
very
probably don't know what that means, but anyway.
You can't get onto the lot without a drive-on. That's long story short.
And the lot sucks with drive-ons. It's a whole thing. So anyway, I'm the first person there to catch any people that may have missed or something like that or need access to the lot. So it would be very weird for somebody to be there. At least somebody on our show, like it very well could have been maintenance or something, but they don't wear white shirts.
Yeah, exactly.
They wear gray like jumpsuits.
Like Michael Myers shit.
Yeah, I literally can't explain it. So I've just decided. I told Anthony today, I think I saw your ghost yesterday, and he was like, "No way."
Crazy. You guys have to document how many times you see this.
Yeah, so we'll see if I see it, but we've never seen it before, so it's weird because we've been there since March. Did
we talk about the Paramount moment for me?
No,
we haven't talked about it.
No,
she works in a lot of haunted studios.
Yeah. So, by the way, one of our subjects today is paranormal. So we're kind of on topic.
We're gonna get to it, but Tanya's worked at Paramount many, many a times. It's her favorite place to work.
Yeah, I've worked on like 3 or 4 shows there.
I feel like it's been more than that.
No, it was 2 seasons of Aquarius and the pilot for Upload.
Oh,
and that's it.
That's it?
That I can remember. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, crazy. Anyway,
wait.
No, it was more than that.
Season 1 of Aquarius.
What was your
was
first?
my first show there.
Really?
Yep. And my second show there was season 2 of Aquarius. And then I didn't get to go back again until Upload. But season 1 and 2
you might
of
be right,
Aquarius
because when
was
I
long.
went to visit you, it was Aquarius.
Yeah.
Because I saw like the storyboards, and I
Also-
was like wearing bell bottoms, and the guy said I could be cast in it. Yeah, I remember
For
that.
those that don't know what Aquarius is, it's very on brand for our show. It's a basically, it's like a fan fiction, if you will,
of Charles Manson.
of Charles Manson. It's like sort of based on Charles Manson, but also like creative liberties were taken. And it's really good. I really liked the show, and I was really sad that it didn't continue on NBC, but it was fun to work. It was probably my favorite show I've ever worked on.
Rap party.
Yeah, it was a fun rap party. David Duchovny's in it.
Oh yeah, David. Anyway, so I would come pick you up sometimes. I don't remember where your car was and why I was picking you up at midnight, but I was.
We were probably going somewhere.
Not at midnight.
Not at midnight?
I think your car was like in the shop for something. Because I was coming to get you and it was nearly midnight.
Are you sure we weren't going out?
And I was like,
weird
no,
back
we
then.
weren't. Because I was like, I was in my pajamas. And I remember you being like, oh, I'll get a ride from somebody. And I just told you I'd come get you. I remember this vividly.
Yeah.
But you put a drive on for me. And I just sat in the parking lot by like the big, like Paramount. They have like this weird parking structure that they can flood.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
Like, there's a green screen. So I was sat by there. And I was sitting in my car and I was listening to music, and it's
Just waiting for me to get in the car.
It's midnight at a studio. It's kind of creepy because it's just like abandoned city streets and it's big warehouse buildings. Yeah. And I had this feeling like I needed to turn off my radios, which is not something I ever do. So I did. And
I was literally telling Anthony this story today. It's funny.
And I was sitting in my car, and it wasn't like anything was talking to me. It wasn't like I was scared. It was like that same feeling I got at the Queen Mary, where I just had these overwhelming feelings of somebody and like who they were.
And like dread and...
Yeah, it was like sadness, and I felt like there was a little girl, and it kind of felt like she was sitting in my back seat. She wasn't, but that's like how close to me she felt.
I just barfed.
And I kept, like, I don't hear the name. It's like feeling it. I kept feeling the name Heather.
Yeah.
And you got in the car while that was happening. And I was like, dude, sorry. I was like, I'm literally sitting here and I just feel really weird. And like at that point, all of that was still kind of new to me. So I was talking to you about it. And you were just like staring at me all big-eyed while I'm explaining to you what I just felt. And you're like, dude, do you not know like the Paramount ghost stories? And I was like, no, I mean, I figure there are some because it's, literally shares a wall with Hollywood Forever Cemetery.
Yeah.
And
there's a lot of ghost stories. We'll have to cover ghost stories fully, but
yeah. And you were like Heather O'Rourke, like the little girl from the Poltergeist.
Poltergeist, yeah.
She haunts Paramount. People have seen her. They've heard her. All of these different things. She's been seen walking around, whatever. You're like, dude, Heather O'Rourke. And
we were near this. We were actually, so the stage that she haunts, I don't remember which number it is, but it is kind of towards
the entrance.
The entrance is close to parking.
Yeah.
It's not like right on top of parking, but it's definitely closer to parking than where my office was.
It's not like she was trying to like tell me anything. It was just like, I felt her. She was there.
So. And
I had no idea. And we're not like big Poltergeist fans. Like I've probably seen it twice. Her name isn't like something familiar to me.
No, clearly you were like, who? What?
I was like, I don't know why I keep like feeling the name Heather, and you were just like, burr.
Yeah. The story has it that Heather O'Rourke runs on the catwalk on the top of the stage, and people can hear her running. Yeah. On the top of the catwalk of whatever. Obviously, we haven't done research on it, but whatever stage is haunted. Also,
that and Occidental, when you worked at Occidental, and we were like walking around it, and there was that like really messed up hallway.
Occidental
super haunted
is this really, really, really small studio that I worked at on a couple shows, and it's super haunted. And even the guards are like, yeah, it's messed up here. Like my PAs would walk around. PAs are production assistants. My Not our.
She was on Atypical.
Not
during
not
that.
the assistants that we discussed on
Not
the
the
show, like
assistants,
real life
actual
assistants.
assistants.
They would walk around the studio and they would see like doorknobs shaking and like they would hear voices and they would think it was like mimicking other people's voices on the crew that weren't there.
Occidental is a rumored haunt of Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah, that's the studio that he originally worked.
Yeah. And you took me on that stage that he supposedly haunted, and like it wasn't. I didn't like feel anything crazy, but it was literally just that one hallway when you were filming Black Monday there.
Oh, it's so creepy. That hallway.
You weren't even like showing me it as like, oh, this is creepy.
No, that hallway.
I just stopped and like stared down it. I was like, I don't like this.
That hallway is the one that the security guard told us about. That he went. So basically, the security guards like walk around at night and they turn off the lights. And, like close down the studio when people aren't there or people aren't working on the studio. So we were there shooting at night, but we weren't actually shooting there. But the office works through like in the production office, which is where our offices were. Even when the set is on location, like we stay there until they wrap. So we were in the office waiting for wrap, and nobody was shooting there that night. Right. So the security was shutting. Alone, yeah. So it was just me and one other person. For
Black Monday or Atypical?
I think it was Black Monday.
Yeah.
So the security guard is like, yeah, I went to go turn off the lights down in the we call it the gold room hallway. It's like where all the crew members have like storage rooms or little offices that they can use from set. And he's like, oh, I went to go turn off the lights over there. And when I went to go turn it off, somebody said, leave it.
No.
And well, he came up and he was like, did you guys say that? And then there was another time where Sam, our production secretary, was wrapping out the office with Sandy, who was working with us on that show. One of our mutual friends. But he was like running around the studio delivering paperwork at the end of the night. And Sam was waiting for him to come back. And so she went to go turn off the lights in our office building because she heard like movement upstairs. She went, Sandy, are you done? I'm going to turn off the lights. And she heard, leave it. And so she was like,
separate people heard that.
She was like, oh, okay. But she was like looking upstairs because it was like a 2-story office. It almost was like a little house. It's a weird office. But so she's like, okay. So she left it alone. And then 2 minutes later, Sandy walked in through the front door.
No.
He was not upstairs.
No.
And she was like, were you just upstairs? Because the building like wound around where there was like 2 ways you could get upstairs and in and out of the building. So it's very possible that he was upstairs and like moved around to the front of the building.
Yeah.
And she's like, were you just upstairs? And he was like, no, I was over at costumes. And she's like, you didn't just say leave it when I asked if I should turn off the lights? And he's like, no.
Thank you.
And she was like, oh, okay, cool. All right, great. Let's go home now, please.
There was always this sense of like vertigo whenever I would come to see you there, and that I didn't like.
That place was weird.
It was really weird.
We call it accidental studios instead of occidental.
There was people being like stabbed a block down, and you had to like walk to parking. I hated it.
One night, yeah.
I never want you to work there again. Bad times.
No, I never want to work there again.
No, bad times.
But I don't ever want to. Anyway.
Hi. Big tangents, but fun ones.
Yeah, good ones. They're on brand at least.
Yeah.
At least this time we have interesting stories to tell you that
True that.
Are on brand for what you came here for. So.
True that. You know what I did today?
What?
I gave The Crown a second chance.
Oh, what'd you think?
I only got 3 episodes in my first time before I was like, this is boring. And I got 3 episodes in today, a little less boring. I want to stick it out.
It's slow, but it's really fascinating.
Are you watching it?
Yeah, I'm about 2. I haven't watched the 3rd season yet. I'm 2 seasons in.
Have you gotten to Olivia Colman yet or no?
No.
Okay.
I've only, the first 2 seasons is what I've watched.
Like every time I see anything about it online, I'm always like, oh, I wish I watched that.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. I'm trying to watch it through a different lens right now, like appreciating the performances and the cinematography and the costumes, and it's made it a little bit easier. I also tried to start Manifest today because everybody loves Manifest.
Yeah, I don't even know what that is.
Manifest is basically like a different Lost, like it.
Oh, yes, I know what that is.
Where they get on a plane and when they land, they've been missing for 5 years. The pilot is horrible. So I don't understand like how people stuck. Like I can't get myself to watch past the pilot. It's so bad.
Lost is the greatest pilot of all time.
Lost is really great pilot.
It's like the best pilot besides Outlander. Outlander also
still
has
haven't
a
watched Outlander.
solid pilot.
I need to do it just so my mom has
Outlander is so
someone
good.
to talk to about it, I guess.
I'm also
other
not.
than
I'm like
hanging out.
one season into Outlander, so don't come for me and
Yeah.
be like, oh my god, remember when this happened? I don't know.
No idea.
I'm always really behind on TV. I watch things. I haven't even watched Game of Thrones yet, and I will watch that like 2 years from now, and I'm gonna be
I'll never
texting
watch it.
everybody
Yeah.
and be like, oh my god, and they're gonna be like, Tanya.
The only way I'm gonna watch Game of Thrones is if like I date a dude who's like super Game of Thrones and he's like, I want to watch this together. And I'll be like, fine.
You'll be like, fine, just make out with me the whole time.
Fine, but I might touch you.
Give me kisses. HR issue.
HR issue. Yeah.
Rosh, what are you doing?
Oh, and I watched all of The Chair, which I highly suggest to
I wanna
everybody.
watch
It's so
that.
good. Sandra Oh and Holland Taylor are gems.
Are we spoiling or
No, it's not my How
Wonderfuls?
Wonderfuls.
Okay.
I'm just
I
saying.
have a How Wonderful too. That's not any of those things.
Stop it. So do I. And you'll
Oh.
be like so happy for me, I think.
Okay, great.
Anyway, guys, we're like so jumping
I wanna know
ahead.
about your stories.
Okay, it's the true how awful topics today. It's true crime and it's paranormie.
Yeah, we're like on basic B's.
And I had paranormie.
Tanya Lee's.
So I preface this for Tanya saying I have talked about this place probably for years.
Yeah, we tend to like preface things to each other, but we never tell
Like
each
as
other
like
what the
a
subject
hint,
is.
but not a spoiler.
But because we're best friends, we're like desperate to talk about
I
what
know,
we've been
it's hard.
researching.
We
It's
don't
really
keep
hard.
secrets, okay?
No.
Anyway. So,
So
buckle up for more paranormie, guys.
I'm buckled in.
In
I'm
Los
ready to roll.
Angeles.
Attach that sick.
Attach that took.
Just Google it, guys.
Yeah, Quebecois. Okay. In Los Angeles, where we live,
We live here.
on St. Louis. I don't know if it's St. Louis or St. Louis Street.
I like St. Louis. Let's go with it.
St.
Let's roll.
Louis, St. Louis. Yeah, St. Louis Street sits an abandoned hospital. In the neighborhood of Boyle Heights, there stands the Linda Vista Hospital.
Oh,
How many times have I talked about this place?
No.
Oh, all the time. I wanted to go there when it was still like abandoned. I wanted to like go because people could just like go in it.
Did you see my Mickey socks?
No, I didn't, but I see them now.
They have polka dots
I
on
see
them.
that. I'm
Okay,
happy
anyway,
to.
I just wanted to cut the tension.
Opened in 1904, this self-sufficient institution had its own cows, chickens, and gardens. This means that the patients always had fresh milk, vegetables, eggs, and pretty much everything else they needed.
Sounds like a solid place.
Yeah. Designed by American architect Charles Frederick Whittlesey,
That guy.
the hospital was known as the Santa Fe Railroad Hospital with the purpose of serving injured Santa Fe Railroad employees. In 1924, the hospital was demolished and was
Wait,
rebuilt.
so there was enough injured employees that they opened a whole ass hospital?
Well, yeah, back in 1904, they were having to like manually do things so they
Yeah.
would get hit by trains a lot.
Oh, good.
Or like burned, like put in coals and,
Yeah.
and it was a whole thing. Okay.
Good, good job.
In 1924, the hospital was demolished and was rebuilt in the style of Mission Revival architecture.
Wait, hold on. I have a complaint.
What?
Uh,
Is it Moosh?
dialing Izzy.
Is he?
Moosh is bathing himself in public.
Oh my God. That is so inappropriate.
Moosh, he like we're
You know
even
what?
telling him that we're uncomfortable, and he's
Yeah.
completely ignoring
He's
us.
just like a man. Oh, now he's not.
Oh, wow, you look really alarmed.
I mean, I have another HR issue, and that is that in the middle of the night last night, he decided it was time to play with the spring toy.
Oh,
So all I
God.
heard was the boing, boing,
So,
boing over and over.
The toy that our friend got us that he completely ignored for
Yeah.
weeks, and now all of a sudden he's like, I'm into this toy in the middle of the night.
In the middle of the
good
night.
job.
And it's loud. And
Hey, can you bathe yourself in private? This is not the place. We're at work.
yeah, seriously, dude. You're
Okay,
clocked
anyway,
in.
I'm so
Anyway,
sorry.
Yeah,
I
you
just
should be.
I couldn't bear it anymore.
Later, when the Great Depression hit the United States and a
Oh.
period later when the U.S. joined World War II,
What a
the
time,
reputation
what a
of the
time,
neighborhood of Boyle... What? What'd you say?
What a time, what a time, what a time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no. The U.S. joined World War II. The
Doing my-
reputation of the... Oh, yeah, it's her song. The reputation of the neighborhood of Boyle Heights slowly declined, as did the status of the hospital. So just a little history on Boyle Heights. Boyle Heights was kind of like Black Beverly Hills. They
Okay.
built it as like the affluent Black community where the Black community who was like really making money and were in like Hollywood
yeah.
were living.
Okay.
And it declined, unfortunately.
I was gonna say I'm kind of into that.
Yeah. The east side of Los Angeles gradually became a notorious zone where the crime rate rose with each passing day. Over time, the hospital lost its funding, which further meant that the hospital had to let go of some of its employees, but the number of patients kept increasing. Telltale. Unable to cope with the influx of patients, the hospital staff had a huge death toll on their hands. During the 1970s and 80s, hospital rooms were filled with patients suffering from gunshot wounds. In the meantime, more people continued to die both on the streets and in the hospital.
I don't like that they're dying.
It was 1988 when the hospital stopped admitting patients. What few doctors remained chose to seek employment elsewhere, and the Linda Vista Hospital, as it was known by now, hit rock bottom. It wasn't long before the hospital was closed forever. It was 1991 when its doors were finally shut. Once closed, the speculations about Linda Vista Hospital started to spread like wildfire. Talks about a history of patient abuse and mistreatment were regular. With time, there came the eyewitness accounts of ghosts and demons.
Demons?
Yeah.
Oh, good God.
Such as the one from room 323.
Sorry, I didn't mean to shout. I just was very alarmed.
Yeah, she's very alarmed. So according to this tale, a volatile patient was kept in room 323. When he died, his ghost continued to occupy the room, and the anger he had while he was alive never faded. It is said that growls and howls are heard from this room. Upon entering, you immediately feel unease and feel chills. For years after the hospital's closing, explorers and investigators feared to enter room 323 due to the extraordinarily strong psychic phenomena. So I would basically, pass out.
Not be
upon entering.
Super comfortable in there.
No. Several ghost hunters have reported being twisted and turned by an invisible force in room 323.
Oh, they're getting turned in there?
They're getting turned. They're getting turned. One man suffered deep scratches down his back. Leaving the room, most people feel a final shove as they cross the threshold.
See you later. That's kind of...
Get the hell out.
That's super not necessary.
Like, I'm leaving already.
Yeah, they're leaving. They're not happy in there.
Calm down, demon. Another story
super
is
sad in there. I don't want to be in there anymore.
Another story is about the hospital's boiler room. According to some rumors, it was here that the doctors burned the bodies of unidentified patients in order to make room for the new ones.
What the heck?
Yeah. In the episode of Ghost Adventures, I unfortunately watched. In preparation for the story, they showed a drawer filled with human ash and bone fragments.
Oh.
However, take that with a grain of salt because I wouldn't put it past Bagels to set that up himself.
Okay, wait. Rewind.
Considering he stuck his hand in it.
Oh, good. Good work. Good work, dummy. Oh, man.
Yeah.
What a potato. Okay.
What a potato.
Wait, rewind.
Yeah.
What is up with boiler rooms?
Boiler rooms are just not a vibe.
Why? Is it the heat?
I don't know.
Because normally it's cold.
We need to ask some
things,
scientists.
Right? What am I saying?
I don't know.
Okay, good talk.
Okay, in hospitals, when Jane and John Doe's pass, there are policies and procedures. So they're kept in the morgue for a determined amount of time before cremated. But the hospital was overrun with unidentified bodies, so the hospital staff had to start making judgment calls.
Oh.
Which meant that they started wheeling bodies without waiting down to the boiler room to be incinerated. At first, they kept them in neat boxes, but soon they grew lazy and disorganized and began taking shortcuts, and the ashes would be left in the incinerator and new bodies cremated on top of them.
Oh, God. So it's just like, here's sort of your ashes.
Here's just a mix of everybody's ashes.
But I guess they're unidentified, so nobody's really coming to claim
No one's
the
coming to
ashes.
claim them, no. But still, it's like they didn't even get any like respect or decency.
No.
My favorite part of Ghost Adventures was after Bagel stuck his hand in the human ash, and then he was told, hey, that's like dead people's bodies and stuff, and was explained about the unidentified bodies while he still had their ash on his hand. He was like, oh, I feel like we need to have a moment of silence to show some respect.
Yeah, you feel like
And then
that?
for like 2 seconds, he was quiet, and then he went, can I get some hand sanitizer?
I got a cue.
Yeah.
Were you being facetious when you said your favorite part?
No. Wait, what do you mean? Which part? Was when he stuck his hand in it? No, I wasn't being. That was easily. No. Yeah, every part is my least favorite part of the show.
You said it was your most favorite part.
No.
Oh, you were being facetious.
I was being facetious.
Don't be fishy, okay?
Oh my god, I don't remember who in my family used to call it facetious. Being facetious.
I really like that word.
It's probably my dad. That sounds like something Mitch would say.
Sounds like
I'm
something
being facetious.
Good old Mitch would say.
Okay. When entering the boiler room, strong feelings of desolation and depression overtake visitors immediately. So what I like to call a Monday. But no,
You're not good at jokes.
No, I'm not.
Actually, you're pretty good at them.
I'm pretty good at them.
I like you. You're funny.
Thanks.
I'll keep you.
Some people physically reel from the sensation, staggering against a wall and holding their head. It's intense and very real, as though all the energy is being drained from your body. Some have described it as being popped like a balloon.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Just what I've been looking for my whole life.
EMF is extraordinarily strong in the boiler room. Meter readings will spike and fall, sometimes in regular rhythmic patterns. EMF meters detect electrical fluctuations in the area, but in the boiler room, there is no electricity to be found. It's a dead spot. So nothing should be happening on an EMF meter.
No.
As far as electromagnetic flux goes, and there's not much there that could cause an EM spike. So there have been EVP readings down there of a man going, ready or not, here I come.
Okay, you know what I really don't like about this story?
Yeah.
We don't have the lights on in our apartment.
No, we sure don't.
Why? Because we were watching Haunting of Hill House, and we didn't turn them on for the podcast, and now I'm really creeped out.
She's saying there's no lights on, but it's literally just in our living room. We have a very open floor plan, and the kitchen lights are on.
Those lights are on, but not our immediate lights. You're kind of a shadow person.
Ooh.
I'm probably more, because you're backlit, and I'm front lift.
Yeah, true. So I probably look more shit.
Front lift. I'm not even drunk, I promise.
No, you're midweek.
I'm really tired.
It's fine. So another story involves a young girl who has roamed the hallways of this hospital since the day she died on top of the operation table. As with many ghosts, her identity is unknown, but she can be heard humming on numerous investigators' EVPs.
Yo, this one's a doozy.
Yeah. Walking into the first floor surgical suite, you'll likely feel an immediate chill as though you stepped right through a cold spot. You'll notice movement in the corner of your eye. The way most people describe it is feeling as though someone is quickly moving around them, staying just out of sight. So it's just
I don't like that.
Yeah. Oh. If she likes you, she might show herself.
Oh my God.
She'll be there in a flash, appearing as you blink or glance to the side. They report a girl dressed in the fashions of the 1950s, standing before them and looking directly into their eyes. Her expression is pleading, they say, as though she wants help. Then she disappears. Even though there... Oh, Jesus. Even though there are countless haunting stories about this place, Hollywood has used this place as the filming location for a number of movies.
What?
Such as To Live and Die in L.A., Children of the Corn 666, Isaac's Return, The Cell, Insidious Chapter 2 and 3, among many others. Dexter's been filmed there for one, as one of the kill rooms. Duran Duran also filmed a music video of her falling down, as did the Foo Fighters for their song Best of You.
You know what? When you started this story and you were like in Los Angeles, I was like, oh my God, are you going to do the hospital that...
No, but I want to.
That was rebuilt.
But I feel like we need to sneak over there and do it.
Where? Oh, on the other side.
That was definitely the hospital.
You're pointing at it.
Creepy as hell over there.
Yeah.
This was the parking lot. In 2011, part of the hospital was renovated and converted to Linda Vista Senior Apartments.
Oh, dope. Okay,
Some
lots
more
more
death.
death.
But ghost hunters and paranormal enthusiasts continue to insist there are signs of the supernatural in the building despite the remodeling effort, because everyone knows you don't remodel.
No. Welcome to our home, but our home is not haunted.
Other reports of paranormal activity include, but are certainly not limited to, gurneys rolling in the basement, disembodied heads leaning out of doorways watching people walk down the halls.
Oh, goody.
Shadows of arms and hands on the walls.
Cute.
In Ghost Adventures, a female witness that for some reason Bagels was awkwardly flirting with showed footage. Oh, it's horrible.
Consensual or non-consensual? That's the best question.
Let me explain her story and then I'll tell you what he said. Showed footage of her investigation where she was pushed from room 323 by an unknown force and then lifted her shirt to show scratch marks on her back. So Bagels was then like, oh, scratch mark club, that happened to me. And they high-fived and then he goes, we should go to dinner sometime and talk about our scratches. That's literally how he did it.
I don't like that. Why?
He's the worst.
Zachary.
Another noted an aggressive energy in the mental ward that, of course, Bagels immediately wanted to aggravate further.
Naturally.
EVPs are insanely common here in numerous places. A specific chair is known to be shoved down the hall and in and out of rooms. Linda Vista is considered the most haunted hospital in California.
Wow.
So my sources are stupid as fuck ghost hunters episode. That's literally what I put.
Oh, I love it.
Sometime in season 3. An LAGhostTour.com article about Linda Vista Hospital. The Atlantic article called Linda Vista, the ruins of an abandoned Los Angeles. Damn it. Sorry. Linda Vista, the ruins of an abandoned Los Angeles hospital.
Dope.
An Abandoned Spaces article about Linda Vista Hospital, and a Backpack Universe article about Linda Vista Hospital.
Oh, man. So, like, why is Zach so irresponsible?
He's just... He walks around in his affliction clothes.
In his privilege.
In his privilege. And, within the first 5 minutes, he made sure that the viewer understood that they were in a bad neighborhood by showing clips of the Black community. And repeating that they were in a bad neighborhood with lots of gun and gang violence.
Zachary.
Yeah.
Get your shit together.
Yeah, we already know he's a little bitch baby.
You know what? So, can I just say, we really want a TV show? That's like...
Oh my God, we'd be so good at this,
Let's be transparent here.
We want a TV show.
This is why we're doing the podcast.
Travel, ghost tour.
Just, let us do a TV show, because I think we'd do it better.
We would so do it better.
We're so much cleverer.
You know, the ghost hunters in Insidious? We would be like them, but, actually good at it.
But, cute.
But, cuter.
But, we're cute, though.
Sometimes we wear cute hats. And sweaters.
When do we wear cute hats?
You wear a cute hat all the time.
I do?
Yeah, all the time.
I wear, baseball hats.
I wear hats, too.
Hi, Moosh!
Moosh is a guest! It's such a problem.
Okay, bye. That didn't last long. He jumped on the table and alarmed me.
He was our guest. Yeah, so I don't know. When I was looking it up and I was like, has it been on any ghost hunter shows? And the only thing it had been on was Ghost Adventures. I was like, good goddamn.
Moosh is rubbing me.
Izzy. Oh, she's watching.
Oh, good. Izzy, did you see? You're not doing anything about it.
She's not doing anything.
Yesterday, so she has this, we're going to call it a mini assistant couch.
Yes.
That she likes to lay in.
Yeah. She's a couch for her office.
She has a little couch that's just for her.
Oh.
Really, dude? No wine for you. You're too young. You're not old enough. You're 3. What are you doing?
I don't know. I just want to see what he does.
Do not give that to him.
I don't know. You're 3 years old. You're going to be 4 soon.
You're a baby. So anyway.
Boop and go. Okay.
So she has this couch, right, that she lounges in from time to time. And it's hers.
Yes, it's hers.
It's definitely hers.
Yes.
And she does it every day. She lounges in it every day. And Moosh put his paw on it ever so delicately.
And she smacked
his paw. I mean, his hand.
Yes.
Right? That's what I
Whatever.
meant. And she came over and she just started hitting him. It was I was like, you're supposed to be the head of HR and you're beating people.
See, she can do that because she's in a position of power. Who's going to tell on her?
Me too, Moosh.
Is she going to report herself to HR? To herself?
Izzy, don't look, I'm about to boop him.
Oh, no, he didn't accept the boop.
He refused the boop. Okay, well.
I'm ready to learn about some true crime.
Do I have a story for you?
I'm buckling up. I'm buckling up, Buttercup.
I like to preface things.
Yes, you love prefacing.
I love, I love getting you all riled up for my stories.
I like getting saucy.
So, this is a very high-profile case.
Okay.
It was also a televised court. Or televised trial.
Okay.
So you may or may not be familiar with this story, and if you are, I would love for you to chime in with your thoughts.
Okay.
Travis Alexander. Does that name ring a bell yet?
No.
Okay. He was born on July 28th, 1977, in Riverside, California. He was raised by his paternal grandmother, Norma Jean, who introduced him. Yes, her name is Norma Jean. It's no relation.
No relation to Marilyn.
No. Who introduced him and his siblings to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, a.k.a. he was Mormon.
Okay.
The reason why he was adopted by his...
Not the time. Bring it here.
No, it's not time to play with your ball. It's time to work.
Oh, Jesus.
Don't fall.
Don't let me forget I put that there.
So, Travis and his... I don't remember how many siblings he has, but he had a few siblings.
If he's Mormon, then yes, he had quite a few.
Both of his parents were drug addicts, and his mom abused him, and they were both imprisoned, and so his grandmother took them in and raised them and introduced them to the Mormon church. which clearly resonated with him, and it was really important to him. He was a salesman for the multi-level marketing company Prepaid Legal Services, whatever that means. And he was also a motivational speaker. He was like, yeah.
Okay.
So, and now we're going to talk
He's going to do something effed up.
Jodi Arias.
That rings a bell.
Okay. She
Isn't
was
Arias or Arias?
Oh, I think you're right.
Jodi
Arias. She was born on July 9th. I'm just telling you the main characters in our story right now. She was born on July 9th, 1980. So
July babies, cancers.
They're
all
both
around.
a little bit older than us, about 7 to 10 years older than us. Not to age us, but she was born in Salinas, California.
Anything for Salinas. I can't help it.
Oh, so she and Travis met in September of 2006 at a prepaid legal services conference located in Las Vegas. This was like, they're both from California, but this was a Las Vegas conference.
Oh, got it.
Crime?
Like, it was a Las Vegas crime?
Crime?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
They hooked up in Vegas.
Hey, what happens
And
in Vegas?
they embarked.
Dies in LA, probably.
Yeah. They embarked on a casual long distance.
Did you hear that?
Yes. What the hell was that?
What was that?
That was weird, right?
Yeah,
Like, it
that
sounded like a
sounded
scream?
"Ah."
Where the fuck did that come from? Outside?
It sounded really far away in my headphones, but you don't have your headphones on.
It sounded in my headphones, too.
Did you hear it with your naked ears?
Yes. But it sounded like it came out of my headphone. Okay. Anyways.
Okay.
That was weird. I don't know what just happened.
Technically, the building we live in is supposed to be haunted. Either this one or the one
No, I don't think
across.
apartment is
But
haunted.
our apartment is 100% not haunted.
No.
Anyway, go ahead. Sorry. that was
Anyway,
weird.
they be hooking up.
Yeah.
They be having a little long distance fling.
Nerve.
Travis was currently living in Mesa, Arizona, while Jodi was living in Palm Desert, California. They would have rendezvous in Murrieta, California, and they would stay.
Marietta.
Yes, there. And they would stay with friends, Sky and Chris Hughes.
Okay. But not cashews?
No, not cashews.
Love Island throwback joke.
Good old Love Island. Travis would send emails to his friends talking about how smitten he was with Jodi. He would claim that the night they met was the night he met his wife. He said, quote, "I went from intrigued by her to interested in her to caring about her deeply to realizing how lucky I would be to have her as part of my life forever. She is amazing. It is not hard to see that whoever scores Jodi, whether it be me or someone else, is going to win the whole wife lotto."
That's a very
End
nice
quote.
thing to say.
Yes. One of the biggest flaws in this relationship and why Travis wouldn't make it official was due to her not sharing in his faith.
So she didn't want to be Mormon.
She was not Mormon. Not that she didn't want to be. She just was
wasn't.
not.
Okay.
And premarital sex is a huge no-no in the Mormon religion. Like, big time no-no.
Yeah.
And Travis and Jodi were, let's just say, very much engaged in
Premarital sex.
this. And yes, very frequently.
I mean, a lot of the times they don't even kiss before they're like,
Yeah,
I
they were
do.
very,
Sorry
very...
if you're clicking as he is eating Musha's food.
That's rude. Are you punishing him? But yeah, they had a very sex-driven relationship, which complicated things for Travis.
Right.
He would send missionaries to her home, read her the Book of Mormon, and quote scripture.
So he's trying to save her, but he's also trying to bang her. Got it.
Yeah. Eventually, on November 26th, 2006, Jodi was baptized into the Latter-day Saints by Travis.
Ew.
And finally, in February of 2007, they were officially a couple. So he kind of didn't want to make things official with her unless she was Mormon. He had every intention of marrying like this virginal, pure Mormon girl.
Right.
And by having sex with him, Jodi sort of eliminated herself as ever being marriage potential for Travis.
Right.
So like this whole like, oh, I see her as my future wife thing kind of went out the window the minute that they like
Hooked up.
were super sexual.
Yeah.
Early on, Travis's friends began noticing odd behavior from Jodi.
Jodi.
Yes. That she was infatuated with him and very possessive.
Okay.
Sky
See,
Hughes,
I know her name, but I don't remember who. Okay,
yeah,
go ahead.
You'll know as we get
I'll
into
know,
it.
yeah.
Sky Hughes, who's the friend that they stayed with,
Right.
like kind of in their early days, said that Jody would follow Travis to the bathroom and she would stand outside the door or eavesdrop on all of his conversations. Hughes said that Jody would go through Travis's phone, his emails, and social media accounts. She would go so far as to forward emails between Travis and other women to herself.
Okay.
Read them later, I don't know. But the Hughes couple said that they expressed their concerns to Travis and that Travis rebuffed their concerns, telling them he thought Jody was good and sweet and that he really liked her. Hughes stated, all of a sudden, this is a quote, all of a sudden, I got this cold feeling over me and I knew she was outside our door. I mouthed to them and pointed at the door and I said, she's out there. Travis didn't believe them. And so when he opened the door, suddenly, he found Jody standing on the other side.
Jesus Christ.
Hughes described the look on Arias's face as evil. She said, quote, there was rage in her eyes. We were very frightened at this point. She might burn down our house, with all of us in it, Hughes said.
Not the time.
Hey, don't be busy. So after only 5 months together, Travis breaks up with Jody.
Yeah, that's almost right.
Weeks later, she moves to Mesa, where he lives.
Right.
His friends are extremely alarmed.
Right.
She would show up to his house unannounced, let herself in through the garage because she had the code. She even snuck into his home through the doggy door at one point. Yeah. Sometimes Travis would be pissed, but other times he'd give in and he'd get into bed with her. Yeah. Really mixed signals.
Yeah. Men.
Until he began dating a woman named Lisa. When Jody got wind of Lisa, she'd sneak over to the house and she'd try scaring her by knocking on the doors and windows and running away. She slashed Travis's tire twice. How cliche.
Yeah.
After 8 months of not winning Travis back, Jody moved back to California. Travis felt free and told his friends that he felt like this was a whole new start. But behind their back, he kept communicating with Jody via phone and text, and he would engage in pretty graphic phone sex with her.
Yeah, clearly he's addicted to the punani.
Well, I mean, it sounds like he was kind of going after these virginal girls, but he had a very high sex drive.
Yeah.
So it's like
that's
he
what
wanted
Jody
to
fulfilled.
Yeah, he wanted to marry these like
Oh, I can't with men like that.
pure angelic women, but he like couldn't let go of
being
that.
a whore.
Yeah. So in May of 2008, records show that they had an explosive argument via GChat and text message. So it was like whatever, like Gmail and text. And the reason for the argument was unclear, but Travis said, quote, "You don't know what horror you have caused me," while Jody claimed that it was never her intention to harm him, and he later called her a sociopath and, quote, the lowest of the low.
Jesus.
Yeah. 1 month later, in June of 2008, Travis had plans to attend a company retreat in Cancun. He was planning on bringing a Mormon woman he was pursuing at the time named Mimi. The Hughes
eyes.
they had already arrived in Cancun and were waiting for Travis and Mimi to arrive. Travis never showed up that day. He missed a conference call that he was supposed to lead, and they grew super worried and tried calling him. They left him, I think Chris left him a voicemail that said, T-Dog, you better be dead, bro. Call me back. End quote.
Spoiler alert.
June 9th, 2008. It had been 5 days since his friends last heard from him. Mimi, who was meant to meet up with him later, had not left yet. Like, she was supposed to meet up with him, I think, the next day to go to fly to Cancun together.
Yeah.
And she had not heard from him, so she was like, okay, I'm just going to go to his house. And, like, her and, like, two of her friends, she was like, come with me. Like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I wouldn't go by myself.
So they all went to the house and knocked on the door, and nobody answered. So then they, like, Mimi had the code to his garage. So they enter the house and can't find him anywhere. So they, and his, like, door is locked to his bedroom because he had, like, roommates. It's like, okay, let's go find one of his roommates. So they go find one of his roommates, a roommate by the name of Zach Billings, who told them that he wasn't home, that he had gone to Mexico. And Mimi told him that he never showed up. So they were like, all right, well, Zach was like, I have an extra key to his room, so let's go see if he packed up and see what happens. So Zach lets Mimi into the room, and they find a puddle of blood on the carpet and Travis's body crumpled up in the shower.
Damn.
So they call 911.
Yeah.
The authorities determined that Travis had been dead for days.
Days.
He had been stabbed 27 times.
Jesus Christ. How did his roommate not smell him?
So the crazy thing is that there was an odor in the house. That when, so like I'm kind of jumping ahead here, but when the cops showed up to the house, they were like,
obvious there was a dead body in the
how
house.
did people live like this? So that was a little bit suspicious for them.
Yeah.
So they did question the roommate because they were like,
how did you not smell this?
How did you live with this smell and not realize something's wrong? But apparently his roommate's a ding dong and just didn't care.
Maybe he had COVID.
This was in 2006. So
First case.
Or 2008.
Okay, so he was stabbed how many times?
He was stabbed 27 times. And his throat had been cut ear to ear. Yes. He was also shot in the head.
What the?
Yeah. He had defense wounds on his hands. Police found a bloody palm print outside of his bedroom, long brown hairs on the floor and the walls of the bathroom, and a camera in the washing machine.
Wait, hold on. Time out.
Yep.
So his roommate didn't know he was missing, but there was a bloody handprint outside of his bedroom?
No. So, sorry, outside of his bathroom.
Okay. So,
in his bedroom.
Got it.
I'm sorry, I
That's okay.
worded myself. So he
it's
had
this dude is a whole idiot.
Yeah, so this was Travis's house that he had purchased. So Travis had the primary bedroom, and the other bedrooms he had rented out.
So he had like an ensuite.
Yeah, so he had like a bathroom, his own bathroom. He had like the biggest room in the house.
The handprint was outside the bathroom in his bedroom, so his roommate wouldn't have saw it in the communal hallway.
Correct.
Got it.
So, but there was also like a random camera in the washing machine. So clearly nobody had done laundry in like a week or 5 days, or however long he'd been there.
Mm-hmm.
Within hours of his body being found, Jody calls the police to ask about the case. She told them that she spoke briefly with Travis that day as she was en route to Utah to see a new guy she was dating.
Oh, R.I.P.
She denied being in Arizona in the time of his murder. During Travis's memorial service, she agreed to be fingerprinted by the police. Note that she was at Travis's memorial service.
Of course she was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're going to get into why Jody is the psychopath that we're going to discuss. Computer forensic investigators analyzed the memory card of the camera that they had found in Travis's washing machine. Mind you, it was like broken because somebody allegedly had run it through the wash to try and ruin whatever images were on this camera.
Got it.
But of course they were able to retrieve the images on the camera.
Because police, yeah.
They found photos of Travis and Jody time-stamped from the day of the murder. The camera reportedly contained numerous sexually explicit images of Alexander and Arias, along with a picture of Alexander taking a shower. Like several pictures. They were like doing like a sexy photo shoot of him in the shower where he was like, pushing his hair back and posing with hands on the wall. Like,
how embarrassing for that to be your final moments in life.
And the final shot of him profusely bleeding on the floor of the shower.
Okay. Sexy.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Authorities later learned that the blood from the palm print belonged to both Travis and Jody.
Okay.
Jody was immediately taken into custody. During her police interrogations, which are so weird, I watched them.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh my God, I'm going to post them.
Yeah.
I'm going to post them on the Patreon. I'll show you.
They're
wild.
An actual psychopath is being interrogated, it's always wild.
Oh my God. So she tried to explain why they had arrived a day. During her police interrogations, she tried to explain why she had arrived a day late to Utah to see her new love interest named Ryan Burns.
Ryan.
She'd been expected on June 4th, but she arrived a day later. She told police that her phone had died and she'd gotten lost on the road. Ryan Burns told police he tried to reach her 3 or 4 times and that each time the call had gone to voicemail. So during this interrogation, she is basically being like, I don't remember I wasn't with Travis that day. And then they bring up the photos and she's like, oh, I guess I was. Like, I kind of didn't realize it was the same day. Like, I didn't put that together.
Uh-huh.
And she was like, you know, and they were like, she's like, that I wasn't, she kept like denying she was with him. And then they were like, is this you in this picture? This looks like you. And she's
This
like,
you?
oh, this does look like me. And then there's like the picture of his body and like her foot, like you can see her pants that she was wearing. They're like, aren't these your pants that you were wearing in this picture of him bleeding to death? And she's like, no, those aren't my pants.
Oh my
like,
gosh,
why would I
gaslight the police?
She's like, why would I do that? Why would I do something like that? I loved Travis. Like, is he? Like, why would I do that? Why would I do that? And then when the police officers left, she was like laughing to herself. And I'm not exaggerating. She was doing handstands. Like,
what?
Doing all this weird shit, like, by herself.
Oh my God, I have to watch this.
Yeah, it's wild. I'm going to post it on the Patreon.
I am so noisy today.
You are very obnoxious.
I am sorry. God.
So she had rented this car to drive to Utah to go visit this guy, whatever, to use this her quote-unquote alibi. So she rents a car on June 7th, which is probably a few days after Travis was actually murdered.
She's just staring at me.
Is he?
Okay, there you go.
The clerk at the rental company testified that the car had been driven about 2,800 miles in 2 days and that the floor mats were missing and that he noticed red Kool-Aid stains in the vehicle.
Red Kool-Aid.
Probably blood.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Sir, there's a stark difference between red Kool-Aid and
I'm not sure
blood.
why this man was like, oh, obviously this is Kool-Aid, because I guess in
was he like, let me taste this?
I guess in the early like millennial, you're like, oh,
Kool-Aid.
Oh, okay, Kool-Aid.
Maybe a Capri Sun.
I was really hoping you would start quoting Danko. Okay, anyway.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh yeah! No, that's what it is.
Oh yeah!
Oh yeah! Oh no! You fix that wall before my mother gets home.
Oh man. So anyway, authorities later learned that a .25 caliber gun had gone missing from Jody's grandparents' home about a week before the killing, and it was like staged as a robbery. The caliber of the grandparents' gun matched the caliber of the bullet casing that had been found on Travis's bathroom floor. Jody was shown the graphic photographs of her and Travis just hours before he'd been killed. Even so, she continued to deny any involvement in his murder, like I mentioned earlier. After one night in jail, Jody admitted to investigators that she had been at Travis's home the day he was killed. She claimed that she arrived at 3 a.m. and that they had slept and then they woke up and had sex. She claimed that later on, while she was taking photographs of him in the shower, that they were attacked by two masked intruders.
Okay.
So now her story is completely flipping on its head.
Different.
The masked intruders were a man and a woman who were bent on killing Travis.
Bent on it.
Yes. She said that one of the masked intruders told her to leave and threatened to kill her family if she ever mentioned the incident to anyone.
Oh.
Naturally, authorities didn't believe her.
Can I just say I love the way you say authorities?
Authorities?
Authorities.
I'm from Chicago.
Yeah. That's very Chicago.
Yeah.
Authorities?
Authorities.
Yeah.
She was charged with first-degree murder in Travis Alexander's death. Jody Arias sat in prison for more than 4 years while awaiting trial.
Good.
In January 2013, her death penalty trial began.
Dang, they just skipped right to it?
Oh, yeah. On the witness stand, which, by the way, she sat on for a total of 18 days, which is unprecedented.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Jody told the court an entirely different story than the two previous ones she had told investigators.
She did, because she great man.
She testified to killing Travis, but claimed that it was done in self-defense after he became angry when she dropped the infamous camera, and that authorities later, the infamous camera that authorities later found in the washing machine.
Yeah, because that leads you to stab somebody 26 times and then shoot them.
She claimed he had abused her on several previous occasions. She also claimed that she'd found him masturbating to a photo of a child. There was absolutely no proof that Travis had ever been physically abusive with her or anyone in his life in the past, or any proof that he was a pedophile in any way. None of these claims were ever proven. Police never found child pornography anywhere in Travis's house.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't add a lot of these tidbits, but the trial is what was televised.
Mm-hmm.
Funny enough, our mutual friend Michael,
Mm-hmm.
he posted. I posted something on our podcast about the JonBenet
Ramsey,
trial,
yeah.
or something about JonBenet Ramsey, and then he was like, he commented on it and was like, "Oh my god, I can't forget the Jodi Arias trial," and I was already mid researching her case, and I was like, "That's weird that you just randomly picked out this murder." She was known as the boyfriend killer. I don't know if you remember that title, but that's like what she was called in the media. During her trial, she had recorded one of their phone sex sessions.
They played it, didn't they?
They played it, and like I heard some of it in like this documentary that I watched, and you know, she like has this orgasm, and then
she like has this orgasm.
You know, she just has this little orgasm, and at the end of it, Travis says like, "Oh my god, you sound like a 12-year-old girl who just came for the first time."
Ew.
So like, he kind of didn't really.
Who says that?
He kind of really didn't make it easy, or he didn't make it
hard to paint him as a pedophile.
Yeah, which was like not a good look. But there was like, that's like the only thing that was weird. Obviously, if a guy said that to me, I'd be like, ew, what the fuck? That's disgusting.
Yeah. Oh my god. What?
But yeah, I mean, to me, it sounds like he was infatuated with Jodi because of what she offered him that other women wouldn't offer him.
Yeah, like
which
sexually.
Was sexual encounters. They also did not frequently have, I think they maybe like once or twice had vaginal intercourse. It was only anal. And this is important because
he believed that anal sex wasn't losing his virginity.
I'm not trying to be crude on the podcast. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, that's a common Christian belief that that anal sex doesn't count.
Yeah. So he said really creepy things to her, like, I just want to tie you up to a tree and do things to your butt.
Do things to your butt?
I mean, he said it more graphically than I'm saying.
In the butt?
What?
You want to do it in my butt? In my butt? Yeah. Okay.
And Jodi was found guilty. And when it came when it came to sentencing, the jury could not agree on her sentencing because she was
death penalty.
It was a death penalty.
Life.
And they could not agree. So it was declared a mistrial.
No.
Yeah.
Don't tell me this bitch out in the streets. Okay.
So they had to do it all over again.
Okay.
In May of 2013, the jury found Jodi Arias guilty of first-degree murder. A judge sentenced Arias to life in prison without the possibility of parole after two juries could not agree on whether to sentence her to death. She remains in Perryville Prison in Arizona awaiting a decision on her appeal. Yeah. Oh, this crazy bitch.
Yeah.
So when she, during like the second trial, when like she had an opportunity to stand in front of the jury like before her sentencing to like try and like convince them to not put her to death. She whipped out a t-shirt that said Survivor and was like, I just like all the 100% of the proceeds go to like domestic abuse.
Trial influencer.
Yeah, like domestic abuse victims. I just really want to be an advocate for survivors of domestic abuse.
Stop it. She did not try to sell a shirt during her trial.
Yes. I mean, it wasn't for her own profit. She was trying to milk this story that she came up with that Travis had abused her. And like, look, I don't know their story, right? So like, I could kind of see where Travis might have abused her.
Okay.
Sure.
I mean, Travis didn't sound like a ball of fun.
Travis didn't sound like an angel, but he wasn't. Everybody that knew him was like, he was a great guy. He was this guy.
Well,
he
they
might have
say
just
that
been
about
kinky.
Serial killers too.
Yeah, he just might have been a little kinky.
Sure.
Which is no harm in that, but
no.
yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of. I think that she's saying that tune to try and get out of the death penalty.
She was looking.
There was also this like infamous interview where she said that no jury will convict her, just you watch.
Oh, yeah, I know that line.
Yeah. She did get convicted.
Yeah.
But she said that because she was planning on killing herself before the end of the trial. So no jury could have convicted her if she was dead.
Okay.
So my sources.
Sources.
Murderpedia.
We love a Murderpedia moment.
An ABC news article that was like, friends warned Travis Alexander Jodi Arias is dangerous months before his death. Like, whatever. That's a really long title for no reason. Written by like a million people.
Extra.
I didn't really get into the details of who wrote that because it took so long.
Yeah.
And then I watched this ID documentary series called An American Murder Mystery.
You watched a whole series?
It was like 3 episodes.
Oh, okay. It was like
three
dedication.
40-minute episodes. It's actually really interesting. But yeah, it was so bizarre. She was so bizarre. And also the thing about Jodi Arias is she was like very beautiful.
I mean, I assumed.
When she went to prison, her like cellmates, look her up. Her cellmates were like, oh my God, is she a model? Like she's like, I will say that she's not a model, but she's definitely very beautiful. Like she has something to her, but she also kind of looks like a crazy person. So it's like,
Jodi Arias would freak out all the time, Mom says.
But yeah, I'll definitely post her interrogation video.
Oh no, that's from a movie. Never mind.
Yeah, there's like they did a Lifetime movie about that.
Is that her?
Yeah, that's Jodi.
Okay, she's very cute.
Yeah, very pretty. So weird.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and like she showed up to his funeral like crying, and like she called the police to be like, oh, I want to help with the investigation. Like I'm a friend of Travis's, aka she was like fishing.
Right. For information.
Yeah,
Are they catching on to me?
And then like eventually during the trial, she was like, I'm guilty, but I'm guilty on reasons of self-defense because he was abusive and he attacked me and he was a pedophile and all these things that she basically like murdered him and then tried to ruin her reputation. Or tried to ruin his reputation.
Yeah.
Like, go to hell.
Yeah,
like,
seriously.
You psychopath. Like, you literally, like, I don't know in what order she killed him in.
Right.
But it sounds like she stabbed him multiple times. And then shot him in the head and then kept stabbing him.
A lot of the times they do that. They just keep going after they're done.
Yeah.
Which is just so dark to me. I can't even.
Yeah. The creepiest part to me, though, is that she was still taking pictures of him.
Yeah.
While she was killing him. Like, if that's not. Also, like, the whole idea of it not being premeditated, like, please. You robbed your grandparents' house for a gun. You showed up to his house with a gun knowing he was going on a vacation with another girl.
Yeah. You were not about to let that happen.
No. If I can't have you, no one can. Pure, like, example of that.
I got nothing. Jesus.
You're also suffering from a major HR issue right now.
She's touching my thigh.
The entire HR department is in your lap.
Is on my thigh. She's been touching my thigh for quite some time.
Dr. Isabel?
Paging Dr. Stevens.
Oh, she's very much enjoying that.
Yeah, she's enjoying.
Oh, anyway, should we take a left turn into something wonderful?
Sure.
Because I'm a little sad.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Do you want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
You can go first.
Okay. Well, I don't know if it's a little known fact, but maybe a little known fact for some listeners. I like to write. Well, I did like to write. I went to school for it. It was something I did obsessively in my free time. Hasn't been occurring since my dad died. There's just been for the last 6 years, no creativity in the old depressed brain of mine. Well, last night I was like, you know what? I'm going to make a point. So I didn't want to watch TV. I didn't want to do anything. So I lit my little creativity candle that I got from my little witch store. And I lit Haunted Timothy. And I lit my other 2 witchy candles. And I set myself up in my bed with my galaxy lamp and was put on like a calm playlist. And I wrote for like over an hour.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that for you.
Like easily.
That's so great.
I know.
Just flowed out of you?
Just
It was like, hey, I've been here long enough. Can you let me out?
Let the rain fall
That's so great. I'm so proud of you.
My dreams, let it
Hey, look me in the
wash
eyes. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
I love you.
Yeah, it was wonderful.
That's a really good one.
I don't know if it'll happen again, but it happened. I wrote like 3 pages. It was nice.
Whatever. Like, that's great. That's a good start.
Izzy tried to like, Izzy literally at one point like got on my stomach and stared at me like nose to nose.
Izzy.
Like, you stop writing, lady.
Hey,
I'm right here.
That's definitely an HR issue.
Yeah, well, she gets in bed with me every night.
I guess I can't talk. Mish gets in my bed every night.
I don't know where to report that.
We split assistants.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
At night.
Okay.
This is I shouldn't expose this on the podcast.
No, you really
I should probably reel it back.
We might be fired.
Okay, I have a really cute one.
Okay.
So, I've mentioned this before, but I have a friend who's married with a child.
Mm-hmm.
My friend Megan and Tom and their son Nolan.
Yeah.
And Megan very casually today told me that I'm Nolan's emergency contact if they're unavailable.
Wait, at school?
Yes, I'm the next in line. And it was like so simple, and I know it wasn't like meant to be this big thing. But I literally almost cried when she told me that.
I'm a little surprised it isn't Tessa because she like babysits him.
No, I was like so touched because she was like, if they called you, you would know where to find us.
Right.
And I was like, yeah, that's a great point. She's like, also, I know you'd drop anything for Nolan.
Literally.
And I was like, I would
anything.
literally like, I already offered to like drive him to school and pick him up from school in October if I had to, because she might be out of town. She might
be on location.
Yeah. So I was like, I'll get up at 6 a.m. and go over and take care of him. And like,
yeah, that's a very you thing to do.
Drive him to school and like pick him up. Like, oh my God, are you kidding me? That would make me so happy.
Right.
I love him
You'd be so
much.
excited to wake up at 6
anyway,
a.m. to see Nolan.
It really touched my heart and my soul that my friends like loved and trusted me enough to like put me in as emergency contact.
For their child.
I was like, that's like a perfect example of like showing that like you trust somebody and that you love somebody, as opposed to telling them that you love them and you trust them. And it just meant a lot to me. And I know Tom listens to our podcast. So thank you, Tom.
Thomas.
That means a lot to me.
It's very sweet.
But yeah, also like on like a non-emotional level, I'm just really obsessed with The Haunting of Hill House. So
yeah, it's
not wonderful by any means,
but it's a wonderful show.
Wonderfully
it's so
done.
good.
It's so freaking good. I'm really obsessed.
Yay! I'm so happy I knew you would like it because it's super cinematic.
Duh. And I mean, I was always wanting to watch it. I just like, I'm really bad at making time to watch stuff. So
yeah, but I knew the maze was a good incentive.
Yeah, definitely.
So you would understand it and like enjoy it. We're gonna be like geeking out the whole time.
Oh my God, I can't wait to see Bent Neck Lady, yeah.
Are we pulling or are we doing our song of the week? Which is first?
Oh yeah. What's your song of the week?
I mean, it could have been many a thing, but it changed today.
I can imagine.
Because
I kind of agree with you.
Because Queen Casey Musgraves released her new single off her new album that comes out September 10th. We're not even country music fans. No. We are Casey Musgraves fans.
Love Casey Musgraves. Yeehaw, bitch.
Yeehaw, bitch. So, fun fact. I mean, this song is Star-Crossed Lovers.
By Casey Musgraves.
By Casey Musgraves. Came out today. Well, today for us, not today for you. But yeah, so fun fact, Casey opened for Harry, and we're big Harry Styles fans. Newsflash. And we were at Harry, and I tweeted, I am not even a country music fan, but Casey Musgraves is good as shit, is what I tweeted. And Casey, was still on stage when I tweeted that. And then, I don't know, within 10 minutes of her going off stage, we were literally standing there in the intermission between her and Harry. And she tweeted back at me, "Welcome to the Yee Yee Club, bitch."
Yes.
And it was the most iconic thing ever. And I've since found out that people make T-shirts with "Welcome to the Yee Yee Club, bitch" on it. They've made I
wonder if she said this before.
I don't know.
That's a thing.
I don't know, but I like to claim that as I was the first of the Yee Yee Club. I know she calls it the Yee Yee Club, but "Welcome to the Yee Yee Club, bitch." I feel like that was just at me. And I was like, oh, blessings. Even though it incited a whole lot of country music fans, especially male country music fans, to then give me their unwarranted opinion on country music and what I should be listening to. I got an unwanted number of suggestions for Sturgill Simpson, and I'm not going to listen to anybody named Sturgill.
No, thank you, Sturgill.
So no is the answer to that. So yeah, Casey Musgraves, Star-Crossed Lovers.
Yeah.
What's yours?
Okay, well, you guys.
The
entire Lord
album
was
came
released.
out. You can't do it.
I love it.
You got to give 2 if you're going to give a Lord, because you always give a Lord.
Yeah, no, I am.
Okay.
That's my intention.
Okay.
So I'm kind of just dropping a whole album instead of a song, but I think my favorite song off of Solar Power is a song called The Path.
Mm-hmm.
It's the first song on the album, and I just think it's really cool. I mean, Stoned at the Nail song kind of still is my favorite, but the album is really, really cool. I think she's getting a lot of mixed reviews for it because it's not melodrama.
Yeah, it's different.
And it's like this joyful 90s inspired album. It sounds like Robin mixed with Natalie Imbruglia. Yeah, thank you. Which I heard that she covered Torn by Natalie Imbruglia for something, and I was like, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, she said she named Natalie Imbruglia as an influence in this album, so that makes sense.
You can hear it. Like,
yeah.
It's pure 90s singer-songwritery pop. Like,
yeah.
It's so different from melodrama.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people wanted melodrama part 2,
mm-hmm.
and they didn't get that.
Mm-hmm.
And while I get it, because melodrama is like the queen bee of all Lorde albums,
mm-hmm.
I think it was cool that she did not do that.
Right.
And I totally respect her as an artist. Obviously, I'm obsessed. She can do no wrong in my eyes. But I thought Solar Power was great. It's not my favorite Lorde album, but I still love it.
Melodrama is
still queen bee, but that doesn't take away the fact that Solar Power is also great.
Right.
So yeah, go Solar Power, go Lorde. I also just loved how she put interviewers in their place when they were like calling it a Jack Antonoff album. And she was like, no, this is a Lorde album, just like Clairo's album is a Clairo album, just like Taylor Swift's album is a Taylor Swift album.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't, and like,
he's a producer.
This is not a Jack Antonoff album. Go listen to Bleachers if you want to listen to a Jack Antonoff album. But I was like, yes, sis, I love this for you. But I guess like my other big song of the week is I've been really into Sam Fender lately.
Oh, he's very good.
And 17 Going Under is a really great song. He also just released another song called AYE, which is really good too. But yeah, he's got an album coming out soon, which will be good. His whole first album is his debut album is dope.
He's a good English artist.
Yeah, he's like a cool like English singer-songwriter, but like has like this like saxophone.
Yeah, he's dope.
Electric
really
guitar
good.
vibe. I really like him. But yeah, so check out Sam Fender and Lorde.
Honorable mention and former topic of the pod. Aaliyah's album One in a Million was finally released on streaming platforms. Her brother finally took it out from the box he kept it under his bed.
Thank God.
And released it so her legacy can live.
Yeah. I was blasting it the other day.
Yeah, she was blasting it the other day. I mean, how could the one I gave my heart to
so good.
break my heart so bad? Oh, God. I had an Aaliyah calendar.
You did?
I did. I loved her.
Woof.
Yeah. All right. Anyway.
Let's pick our topics.
Let's pick the pick.
Shaky, 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 shake, 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 shake. Sit up. I'm gonna draw too many. I'll just take the one that fell into my lap.
Oh, okay. Awful roulette. I gotta go again.
Okay, I got celebrity death.
Ooh, fun.
So I've got a good one. I already have it.
You do? You always have one in mind.
Yeah, because I kind of prep my ideas.
Oh, of course you do. I have a list, but yeah.
Roulette. So excited for you.
I feel like I just made something go flying, but I guess I didn't.
Nothing's flying.
Witches and dark arts.
Ooh, okay.
I was hoping for that one.
Witches. That's exciting.
Witches.
Cool. So we're going to do celebrity death and witches.
And witches.
My celebrity death that... so basically I pre-pick like the next 6 topics. I have them like...
Of course you do.
On a sticky note because I'm organized like that.
Shit. Type A.
I'm very type A.
Yeah.
The next one I'm going to do is very true crimey.
I was going to say, don't tell me.
No, I'm not spoil it for y'all. You'll have to come check it out, but it's going to be really good.
Check it out.
I don't know how many of you actually heard of this story, but it's going to be dope.
I mean, I told you about a true crime celebrity death that you didn't know about, Phil Hartman.
That's true. That was like one of the first episodes.
Yeah, it was my first celebrity death. Shockingly, I picked Phil Hartman. I don't know why.
Of all people. But you know what? I was proud of you. I liked it.
Thank you.
I was into it.
Thank you.
This is the roulette.
Yeah. Is that it? Are we done?
We finished the episode.
Oh, we did.
We made it to the end.
We did it.
Do you want to give the spiel? You wanted to give it a shot? Give it a do?
HowAwfulPodcast.com has a list of all of the things.
Mm-hmm.
We really need to make this a pre-recorded thing that we just tack on to the end.
I think this is funner.
No, it's not. Patreon.com/HowAwfulPodcast. That's where you give us your money and we give you more things. She hates when I do that.
It doesn't make people excited to go check it out.
Okay, but listen, we just put up a video podcast of the Johnny episode. I don't know. Does it
Honestly,
have more goodies?
It's only $5 a month.
It's literally $5 more a month. And you know what it does? It funds us being able to make this podcast more interesting for you.
And if you're super into us, you can give us $10 a month.
Sure. You can give us $50 a month.
You can be an awfuler.
You could do whatever you wanted. You could do whatever you wanted. Because, I mean, we have ideas for merch. We have ideas for videos. We have ideas for everything. Patreon.com/HowAwfulPodcast. There we go. Anyway, we are on all of the social medias except for Pinterest at HowAwfulPodcast. We're probably the most active on the Instagram.
True. So follow us there.
Follow us on Instagram.
We got like a ton of Instagram followers recently, so welcome.
True. Don't forget to like, rate, and review us and subscribe. Because without that, we don't know you're listening.
Yeah, let us know
Basically.
what you think. You can also email us.
You can also, I was getting there. Thank you. You can also email us at howawfulpodcast@gmail.com.
That's our favorite thing.
That's our favorite thing. We're like, emails.
We did get an email this week, but it was more of like a personal email to us. Nothing worth reading.
Yeah, by
really
friends
special.
of the pod.
Yeah.
Lizzie and Sophie.
Thanks, guys.
We love you
for
guys.
the amazing Salem recommendations.
But yeah, we will check all those Salem things out. But one thing to say is the context clues of where you think Tanya works, you're not right.
Of what show I work on, you're not onto something. But I will privately message you and tell you what I'm working on.
See, that's the kind of perks you get if you email us at howawfulpodcast@gmail.com.
As long as you promise not to tell the public.
True. It'll be attached with an NDA, Lizzie, so be prepared for that.
I do actually have an NDA.
Anyway, that's all the things. That's all of the things.
That's us.
That's us.
Who are you?
I'm B.
I'm Moosh.
No, you're not.
Oh.
Tell the truth.
I was possessed.
Tell the truth.
I mean, I'm Tanya Lee.
Thank you.
What happened to me?
Your love is one in a million.
Yeah.
It goes on and on and on. You give me a really good feeling all night long.
We're angels.
Oh my God.
Quite literally.
As always, we've been B and Tanya Lee. Our logo was created by MJ Savard, and our theme music courtesy of Nikki Lou.